knew I wanted to change my name, or I needed a brand. I needed something different to put my message out there in a bigger way. And I spoken to three other branding companies, but something just didn't feel right to me. It was just, I could never make the decision to implement because it just didn't feel right until I met Kerri. When I met Kerri, it was just the way she spoke. Her brilliance just comes out of her. And when I met her, I knew she was the one. It's almost like meeting the right guy. You know, you're like, that's it. That's the person I need. And the whole process of working with her was very unique and very different than anyone I had ever heard. And the process itself to me was, I'm not quite sure how this process is working, but I know I need it. And so I just, went with the leap of faith and said, this is what I need to do. It just felt so right. And it was right. I mean, her Inspire Fire was so exciting. I became very clear of my message, who I wanted to be. She really pulls it all out of you in an amazing, amazing way. And when she came back with the name, I was just it just screamed at me off the page. And she had given me a list of various different names, and one name just popped out at me. And after scrolling down from her report, I realized that the name that screamed out at me was the same name that she had selected. So I knew at that point it was the right one, because if she selected it and I selected it, then apparently there's something right about this. But I was in total fear of the name. I don't know why, but Kerri actually helped me grow into the name, which that's a talent. That's a talent, because for her to have the vision to see something bigger for me than I could have my own vision of, that's phenomenal. That's amazing. And that's pure talent. Kerri is just a loving person, and she really listened and embraced us, and was always accessible if I had any questions. She's just a loving, loving person, and you could see it. It comes out of her. It comes out of her in such an intelligent way. It's funny because when I first met her, I was a little intimidated because I just think she's so brilliant. I don't belong in this presence. But her down-to-earth way and her mannerisms of how she pulls you in and loves you and hugs you in such a warm and inviting way, I knew I was in the right place, and I knew I needed to be with her. And she raised me up. She truly raised me up.